So the next thing I look at is the hair, skin and body. Now this is quite a good example on Pearl at the moment because we did have an issue with mites where she had that V-shaped hair loss on her back, and she has got, I don't know if she'll show you, she has got a tiny remainder of the little thinning patch. It's kind of here, it's a bit thinned from where she had the mites, isn't it? So that was something that indicated to me that mites were a problem with the trio. That and, oh, she's giving me piggy kisses. Thank you. That and the scratching, of course, and some other signs like that. But yeah, we did have an incident of mites recently, but luckily I just treated them all with ivermectin and it's cleared up and her hair loss is coming back. But that's it's quite a good example with Pearl. So you want to watch out for dandruff, hair loss. Even in old age, hair loss isn't normal in piggies. It could indicate mites, like I mentioned earlier, could indicate fungal infections, loads of different stuff, so it must be investigated. Any scabs aren't normal. It could mean a lot of various things, but it could also mean that your piggies are fighting, so you want to watch out for that one. Any lumps, scratches, sores, dry flaky skin, a swollen abdomen is quite important. So when I have checked the piggies, I will always kind of give their abdomen a little squidge, and you just want to see that it's normal and it's not swollen or hard or anything like that. You just really want to get to know what's normal for them and be aware of any changes. Also a rough puffed up coat. If they're not looking after themselves, it can mean something is seriously wrong, because like I said earlier, they try not to let you know when something's wrong, and if they're not looking after themselves, it can be really scary. When Snoopy was really poorly, he wasn't grooming, and they get kind of a dishevelled look, and it's really not a good sign at all. So also excessive scratching, like I mentioned earlier, could be parasites. Sometimes you can see the lice in their fur. You couldn't with Pearl here, but with Lily you could. When she came to live with us, she had lice, and it's visible in her fur because she's got kind of light fur and it's all the same colour, so it's easier to spot. But if you're concerned, the vet can always do a skin scraping to test for mites, or look in their fur with a special like magnifying light thing. When I took, who did I take to the vets? I think it was Snoopy. We took Snoopy to the vets, and the vet showed me he had lice through this thingy. We've had a couple of instances with lice and mites. The lice tend to come in on new piggies, new rescue piggies, and the mites can come in on hay. So yeah, these things, parasites are something that you're probably going to encounter at some point in having piggies, but they're usually easy enough to treat. So that is the kind of fur. I also just give them a good feel over, don't I? So I start by feeling along their jaw, because I've had issues with abscesses along the jawline. I mean, it can be caused by several things. I think one of the probably main causes is tooth problems, can cause abscesses. So I start off by feeling along there, and then I just feel basically all down their body, under their tummy. I feel along the top. Basically I'm just feeling for any lumps or bumps or anything like that. The piggies normally get a little bit irritated by this, but it doesn't hurt them. It just kind of mildly irritates them, and it's definitely worth it for catching anything early. Like I said earlier with Gizmo's lump, that could have been a tumour, it could have been an abscess, it could have been cancerous. So it's really important to check out, give them a squidge, and basically just see that nothing's wrong, even if it does irritate them slightly. So I also usually just have a look underneath as well and check all their bits under there. And yes, I always make sure I support their bum, because, you know, yeah, you want to support their bum when you hold them. So they just find it a little bit irritating, but I want to check there's no lumps or bumps, don't I? Yes. So that is all good.